welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So this show was in Baltimore at the Baltimore Soundstage, and it was, Set It Off was headlining. L.I.F.T was the first opener. Super Whatevr was the second headliner, and then With Confidence was the third headliner. So this was a good show to have on a Saturday for sure, just because it started at 6:30 and was a long show. So I am glad that I could make it there on time, and then also not have to worry about the next day. Getting there was super easy. Actually, I don't think I've ever made it from my house to Baltimore in that there was no traffic, which was really good. Even in the city there was no traffic, which was a little bit surprising. Because it's a Saturday night and, usually people are coming for dinner. But I wonder if it was the weather. Anyway, so it was really easy to get there, which was good because once I got there, the line was really long, and I think they just didn't have the system of checking IDs and then checking tickets that was really set up well. So yeah, the line ended up being long, and I literally made it in the door as the first band was starting. So I was glad that I was able to get there early enough and then get in on time. So I had actually seen L.I.F.T before, and actually on the website there was supposed to be another band, so I was not even sure if I was going to see L.I.F.T again, but they were there. And the first song they played was super rappy, and I really did not like it. I just don't love the rap part of their set at all. So that was really not a great pull-in for me. But the second song was much less rap filled. And then basically the whole set was any part of the song that wasn't rappy I really liked, and then any part that was rappy I was yeah, no, I can do without. But to give the lead singer credit, he is definitely a crowd energizer. He is all over the stage, and so is the rest of the band. So yeah, so this set is definitely a good thing to get the crowd started with, but I just personally don't love the rap part of their set, so that was not great for me. So then Super Whatevr went on, and the first 4 notes totally pulled me in, and it was fantastic. Although I will admit, towards the end of the first song, I wasn't as pulled in as I was at the very beginning of the song. But then the rest of the set was really cool, and especially the fourth song, I really liked the lyrics, and the singer took on this gravelly kind of sound in the second song, and that returned a couple times, so that was interesting. And I'm not sure if that was a conscious choice or if that was just the way his voice was sounding tonight, but definitely made the songs interesting and made me want to listen to the songs to see where it was going and how it was going to be sung. The fifth song was introduced, and he kind of tells a story about how his cousin had committed suicide, and that was definitely a slower song, but it was a really good song. I really like that song. That's definitely going to be a song that I check out. And he also addressed mental health and how people don't talk about it and how it's important to talk about it. So again, I liked that part of the show. And then after that, they came back with 2 more songs that were definitely more energetic and had that brighter kind of bring the crowd back up tone. But I am glad they played that song, and it was really cool. Their set was good, and I'm definitely going to have to look into their music more. Then With Confidence came on, and their first song was good, but once I heard the second song, I was yeah, the first song definitely sounded, it was almost mushy. It was just all of the singing and band part and instruments were all just there. But then when they played the second song, it was kind of all a little bit more separated, and I was oh, okay, I can actually hear the difference between the guitar and versus the bass versus the drums versus the lyrics. So I definitely think after the first song, it was just more clear, and definitely enhanced my opinion of their set overall. Now the first song was super upbeat, and it was super energetic, so that was good. But yeah, it was just kind of a weird start, and then it was oh, this is what they really sound in the second song and onward. So I did really like the second song a lot, and then their whole set was pretty upbeat. I really liked a lot of their songs. It was hard to understand the singer sometimes, but I think it was because it wasn't because the mic wasn't clear. It was because the singer would move up and down, and he was playing the guitar for most of the set. So it's not like he was holding the mic in front of his face. It was like he was just like going up and down. So I don't think the mic was catching all of the words. So that was like kind of a problem. And also not being able to hear the singer was also a problem for Super Whatever. But fortunately, when they were singing the verses of their songs, oftentimes it was not, like the instruments weren't as loud as like they weren't all playing at the same time and like in full force. So the verses were easy to understand, but sometimes for Super Whatever, the choruses were a little bit hard to understand. But anyway, sorry, getting back to With Confidence. Yeah, so sometimes it was hard to understand. I do think it was because the lead singer was just kind of bouncing up and down. But I really liked their set. I thought the songs were really good. The crowd like knew a lot of songs, so it was kind of fun because he would let the crowd sing, like especially the first song. He was like just let them sing the chorus. So that was pretty awesome. And then also what I thought was pretty cool was that in the last song they actually brought out a guest singer who like did the screaming part of the song. So that was kind of neat too. I liked that they brought someone else out, so I thought that was a nice touch and definitely got the crowd moving. The lead singer was like all over the place when he could be, and like just the whole band overall was just kind of like really energetic, and yeah, definitely a really good set, definitely a band to check out for sure. So then there's Set It Off. Oh boy. So they just came out with their album Midnight, and to start off they had this 2-minute countdown, and it like came on at like 2 minutes till midnight. So I thought that was kind of cool and kind of clever, and then they opened with a song from the album, like definitely an upbeat song, and then they played like their whole set was fairly upbeat. I mean, a lot of their songs kind of start slower and then they kind of get into like the energetic, exciting part. The lead singer is definitely like all over the place, which is great, and he doesn't play, well, that's not true. So he does play some instruments for some songs, but for the most part he's like untethered, which is great. So he's just jumping around. Like during a couple of songs he came into the crowd and was like being held by the crowd, so that was pretty cool. At one point, that's like later in the show though, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. But yeah, so anyway, so Set It Off, they opened with a really strong song. It was a good choice, and then they followed up with another really good one. And again, like, to say the third one was slower is maybe not super accurate, but I guess it was like a little bit less of a like upbeat pop, not upbeat is not the right word, like more of like that poppier sound, or that like rockier sound, I guess. I'm not really sure how exactly to explain that, but yeah, so they definitely had a solid start, and then they went in and played you know, some old ones and then like mixed in with some new ones, which was pretty awesome. And really, like, for the most part, I really couldn't complain about their set. It was really fantastic, really high energy. The songs I knew, even the songs I didn't know, were really great. And then we hit like the 55-minute mark, and I just, oh, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, this is what I was trying to think of. So I really loved the fourth song, and I didn't know the fourth song. I thought the verses were fantastic. I thought the chorus was really good. I loved the words. I loved how they were sang. I loved everything about the fourth song. To make the fourth song even better, like right towards the end after the bridge, they just like kind of changed the music subtly just a little bit, and they start singing It's Gonna Be Me by NSYNC, and it was just awesome, and it was just like such a good effect, especially for that song in particular, because again, I knew the first song, I had heard the second song, I didn't really know the third song, didn't know the fourth song at all, and then it was just like, wait a minute, the song is fantastic, and you made this fantastic little addition in this song, so it was really great. I really liked that. And then they again just kept playing either songs I knew or just really like energetic songs. Then we get to the 55-minute mark, and the song, yes, it was like an upbeat song, but for some reason it was just not my cup of tea, and I was really just like taken out of the show on that song. And I don't know what it was about the song. I don't know if it was the lyrics that I didn't love. It just was not really my thing. But after that song, all of the singers guitarist and the other members of the band, except for the drummer, they all left the stage. And then they kind of just like had a medley of music, or a compilation, I guess, of like other songs, like popular songs. Like they played Britney Spears. Towards the end, they played Baby Shark. So they had like a whole bunch of a lot of female singers. I don't know if they did that intentionally, especially for National Women's Day yesterday. I'm not sure if that was like a intentional thing. But the drummer just like drummed with the music. So that was pretty cool, especially if you're a drummer person. Definitely really cool. Again, I don't necessarily love things like that, but I really did enjoy this one. I thought the fact that they did like a compilation over like popular songs that people knew was a good idea, because sometimes when they just do straight up drum solos, it's like, okay, yeah, this is awesome and you're doing an awesome job, but like what's the music part of it? So I like that they had the music part of it. And again, I'm sure people would be like, oh, you don't need music to enjoy drumming, and I agree. There are some drum solos that I love whether they had music to it or not, but I personally just love the music part, so that enhanced it for me. And the drummer did an awesome job, so it was really cool to watch him do an awesome job over these songs that were popular and well known. So then after that, they came back out and they did more songs, but they also did a medley of their own songs. So I thought that was pretty cool that they kind of, because they said like, we want to play as many songs as we can play, so they did a medley of their songs, and some of them I knew, some of them I didn't know, but really overall it was a lot of fun. And like particularly some people in the crowd went like crazy for certain songs, so that was really cool to just watch other people enjoy it, especially the people around me in particular. The one guy next to me like definitely knew the older stuff, so that was really fun to see. And then after the medley, they played 2 more songs, which were great songs that I definitely knew and really enjoyed. And then they went off stage for their encore. When they came back, they played their single. Yeah, they played their single from their newer album. No. Sorry. Right before they left, they played Why Worry. That was definitely one of my highlights of the night. I really liked that song. Seeing it live was absolutely amazing. Such a good live song. Was really impressed with that song. Really loved that song. Then when they went off and came back for their encore, for the last song, they had that same singer that With Confidence had come back out and do the screaming part for them, which was Midnight. Sorry, it wasn't. Sorry, I'm confusing the songs right now. That was the song they ended with before that. Anyway, the song they came out with as the last song was a really entertaining song, and again, they had the same singer who came out for With Confidence do a screaming part for that song. And the lead singer actually, like, there's a rail on the one side of the stage, so he like stood on the rail, came out to the side of the crowd, and then like fell into the crowd and got like crowd surfed for just like a little bit and then went back. So that was pretty cool. It was just like, again, really entertaining singer. The one thing about the encore is when he came back for the encore, he like thanked everyone, and you're like, oh, like you're being so nice. But at that point it was like, bro, it's 10:30. I've been here since 6:30 and I am like ready to roll. So if we could just like speed this up, and knowing that you're now going to play at least 1, if not 2, sometimes 3 songs, like I'm glad they were talking about your Smash Brothers gameplay like backstage, but I just like don't care. I'm tired and it's like time to go. So that, as much as I like loved the thank you part of it, I was ready to not have to listen to it anymore. So that dragged on a little bit long. But again, then once they got back into the songs that they ended the show with were really entertaining, and it was a really good way to end the show, and it was just like a lot of fun, despite being tired and ready to roll. So scoring, oh boy, or rating, I guess, I don't know. I really did didn't love the first band, but I knew I wasn't gonna love them going in. But I do really love when they weren't rapping. So that was like a toss-up for me. Some of it I loved, some of it I didn't. I really, really liked both With Confidence and Super Whatever. Definitely going to check them out. I thought they were really good. I wish I could have heard the lyrics more clearly on both bands. Again, for different reasons, but definitely would have liked that. But the lyrics that I could hear, which was most of the majority of it, so I definitely not going to take off too much credit for that. But yeah, and then to set it off, they did awesome. Even the songs I didn't know were really good. Just that 55-minute mark for some reason, the song that it just was not feeling it. Loved the In Sync, which was really great. I also really did like the compilation part and the medley part. And then again, like just the end of the show was so great. Like those last 4 songs, even though the thank you ran long, which was really like, it was just time to stop thanking people and like move on. But yeah, it was a really great show. I really had a good time. Again, there are just such small things I would have changed. I would have liked to see the other band that was apparently on the website. I don't know why they were on the website, but not on the like poster. So I'm not really sure what happened there. Yeah, I think I'm going to give this one an 8.5. I think it was a really good show. I really enjoyed it. But there were subtle small things that I wish were different. And yeah, so I think that's it. 8.5. I think I'm going to stick with it. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Comment, like, subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.